Standard plasma propulsion, the ion drives and Hall thrusters of our current era, is built on a fundamental lack of creativity regarding symmetry. In a typical engine, you heat a gas and spit it out through a symmetric nozzle, resulting in an isotropic sphere of hot plasma. This creates a problem of pure waste. Because the expansion is perfectly symmetric, half of your energy is lost to radial expansion, pushing out to the sides instead of backward. To move forward efficiently in the cold vacuum of space, we have to stop asking matter to simply expand and start forcing it to break symmetry. This is the logic behind the topologically asymmetric field-coupled mode, or TACFM. It replaces the boring symmetric magnetic bottle with a nozzle tied into a T32 truffle knot. This isn't just a circle, it's a specific geometric path with chirality, a fundamental handedness that nature looks at and sees something different in the mirror. By confining plasma in this knotted field, we inject magnetic helicity into the exhaust. When this knotted vortex is forced out, topological constraints refuse to let it compress symmetrically. The magnetic lines are forced to snap and reconnect, causing the plasma to squirt out along a preferential axis, like a twisted towel being wrung dry. To reach the stars, we have to move past the era of uniform expansion. We need to start pulling a technological heist against the laws of symmetry, using topological springs to wind up the universe and let it snap. Building this knot requires a complex array of REBCO high-temperature superconducting magnets. These aren't standard circular coils. They are shaped into deconfigured saddle arrangements known as Charlie nodes, specifically designed to induce a steep, nonlinear magnetic gradient. This setup creates a volatile physical tug-of-war described by the magnetic stress tensor. You have magnetic pressure trying to push the plasma away from the coils, while magnetic tension acts like a rubber band trying to straighten out the curved field lines. The margin for error is razor thin. If the geometry is guessed incorrectly, the internal forces will either choke the plasma flow entirely or generate enough unbalanced stress to blow the containment seals and quench the superconducting coils. Manually calculating the exact current and spatial pitch for every segment of this knot is a mathematical swamp. The 3D Biot-Savart incubrations for a T32 distribution are too complex for human researchers to solve analytically. Safely operating a machine designed to be deliberately asymmetrical requires an exact calculated balance between magnetic stress and topological constraints. To find that balance, the project utilizes a quantum approximate optimization algorithm, or QAOA. It's a simulator designed to find the ideal current distribution across the Charlie nodes. The quantum computer views this problem as a geographic landscape called parameter space. Every possible configuration of magnetic current and coil pitch is represented as a point on this three-dimensional topographical map. The algorithm's objective is to find the lowest point in this landscape, the deepest valley. This represents the specific configuration where the magnetic stress is perfectly balanced and the engine is stable. However, most quantum searches for the T32 knot fail because they hit a barren plateau. This is a mathematical purgatory where the jagged peaks and valleys of the map suddenly flatten out into a featureless, infinite plane. In this state, the algorithm is effectively blinded. Because the landscape is flat, the optimizer cannot detect whether it is moving toward the solution or drifting away from it. Standard optimizers end up wandering these plateaus until their processing time expires. They fail to balance the stress tensor because they get lost before they can even see the valley they're supposed to be searching for. The breakthrough that bypasses these plateaus is a two-layer warm start initialization known as the Kookaburra seed. As the execution log shows, the seed provides the algorithm with precise phase angles for the initialization, gamma 1 at 0.400 and beta 1 at 2.575. Instead of wandering the flat plains, these angles drop the quantum simulator directly into the valley where the topological constraints are already in balance. It skips the random walk phase of the search entirely. From this starting point, the algorithm can immediately map the nonlinear gradients required to break mirror symmetry without risking a containment blowout. By initializing the circuit with the Kookaburra angles, the team provides the exact coordinates required to stabilize an inherently unstable system. Once the quantum simulator provides the optimized current distribution, the theory has to be validated against physical reality. This happens in the Galinstan benchtop loop. Galinstan is a room-temperature liquid metal alloy that acts as a safe proxy for 500-degree lithium plasma, allowing the team to measure the Lorentz body forces without the risk of a fire. The test is simple. Feed the quantum-optimized current into the magnets and see if the asymmetric field can actually move the fluid without the magnets tearing themselves off their mounts. When the high-voltage relay closes, the Lorentz force reaches out and grabs the ions in the liquid metal, shoving them forward. There are no mechanical pumps or spinning rotors, just liquid chrome obeying Maxwell's equations. The Kookaburra optimization works. The fluid self-pumps through the knot with maximum velocity, delivering a clean anisotropic recoil to the stator frame. This physical success stood in direct opposition to the project's administrative oversight. Human Resources actually issued a memo requesting a redesign for workplace symmetry and ergonomic parity, suggesting the energy be released equally in all directions to foster a fair environment for the plasma. The engineer's response was a reminder of universal reality. The universe doesn't care about inclusivity in its momentum vectors. It doesn't read memos. As the final report concludes, the math says push. The Kookaburra seed and the trefoil knot provide the roadmap for this interaction. They serve as the translators that allow human engineering to safely harness the asymmetric nature of the universe to propel us forward.